Yeah.
Are you done with the shenanigans, or are we going live?
Are you? Fuck it. We'll go live.
Yeah.
Are
Maybe
you?
that's a good idea.
Are
Is
you?
that speaker on? Yes, it is.
Are you? Are you? What do you mean? Am I done with the shenanigans?
You know,
It's more like. No, it's more like you and your shenanigans this morning with the damn chair. Oh, I don't like this chair.
it rocks.
I gotta get a different chair. I don't like this
It rocks. Every time you move, it tips. Somebody should fix it. Do you think you could do that?
So what do you have to do? I have to put a little like shim thingamajig in there.
Something.
I don't know.
Cut the rest of the legs off of it so that it's evened up or something. I don't care what you do to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a little. What's the word? Not OCD, but little. I can't think of the word.
It has nothing to do with that. That is annoying as hell.
Listen, you. Fidgeting around.
Yeah, I can't help it. I do fidget.
You lean to the lowest point, and then you just keep your weight distributed that way so that the chair doesn't rock. What's the big deal?
It's annoying.
Lily's line of the week. I forgot it yesterday. I forgot. And I'm like, you know what? This morning, I'm not going to forget. I'm going to make sure that I get it on.
All right, let it rip.
Sherilyn brings Lily to day camp yesterday morning. And, Sherilyn's talking to the different counselors and, good morning, yeah, bye-bye, and they're doing their thing and talking, and Lily's right there. And, they're all having a laugh and, just morning greeting for, like 5-10 minutes or so. And then Sherilyn's like, okay, I'm getting ready to leave now. Mm-hmm. And Lily taps on the side of her and says like this, come down. So Sherilyn bends down and puts her ear up to Lily's mouth, and Lily whispers, Mom, next time you drop me off at day camp, wear some eyeliner.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Listen, you don't know.
Get yourself ready a little bit. Is that what she was saying?
You don't know what you're going to hear. Out of the mouth of a 7-year-old.
Was she thinking that Mom looked a little bit tired or something?
I don't know.
My
but
goodness.
Sherilyn's going to have my ass for sharing this one on the air.
What did Sherilyn say?
I think she just giggled and left. But anyway, maybe I'll wear some eyeliner.
Wow.
We're at 61 degrees right now and sunny. If you are just getting your day started, it is a beautiful day. It is Friday. It is the 15th. We have a stellar weekend weather-wise, partly to mostly cloudy. No, that's
humid.
Tonight. Sunny.
I heard.
Sunny today.
Super humid.
And what are they saying? 81 and humid. Yes, Raylene. Sunny and 81. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, 56. And then Saturday, 84 degrees, cloudy early, partly sunny for the afternoon. Again, 84 for the high. And then Sunday, 87. Monday, rain. Rain in 85 on Monday. That means maybe the squash that's dying in my garden might be revived. I don't know, man. I don't
In
know.
other words, next week it's going to be a bit swampy.
It's going to be a bit swampy next week.
Yeah.
I have to confess
Oh God.
something, and I'm humiliated, and I'm sorry. Do we have anyone watching or listening this morning? Yeah, a few. They're not commenting.
I'm surprised the peanut gallery is quiet this morning.
The peanut gallery?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell are they?
I'm surprised that they're quiet.
I
I've heard that we're getting comments on YouTube, though.
Good.
Like my son this morning or yesterday said that he said hello to us in the live chat on YouTube.
Yeah.
But are we able to follow along with the live chat on YouTube?
That's a Michael Booten question.
Well, we're live. I suppose we could if I was monitoring YouTube and you were monitoring Facebook.
Yeah.
But,
That's an idea.
But then, we'd have to.
Look at the comments coming in now.
Yeah.
Elizabeth
Here they all come.
Elizabeth Perot, Kathy Chartier, Sarah Rollins Preachant. Do we just go Sarah Preachant, or do we have to put the Rollins in there? Do you know?
I just call her Sarah, so.
Hey. Sarah, good morning. Yeah, I have not. If I met Sarah, I don't think I have.
No,
I don't
you
think I
have
have.
not had an opportunity to meet her. We've certainly talked about her several times when she did that kick-ass.
What was it?
At City Council when she put the hammer down.
Well, yeah, refresh me. She did. I can't remember what it was though.
When we were dealing with the whole flag issue.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And she's chimed in when we have discussed James, of course, because that's her brother-in-law.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and little
right.
cutie Wyatt when he came in with his Nerf guns.
Okay.
and
I knew there was
Yeah.
some connection there.
That's the connection.
Michael Booten saying you can see the YouTube chat on the screen right there. Right where, Michael? Right where? Right there. Where?
It's probably
Up
there. I'll have to go check it out eventually.
So I have to admit this morning that I'm not overly privy to what went down at Thunder Road last night. And usually I am. Usually I try to get up early in the morning and check what's going on, what happened last night, and all that shit. I know that you do. But Jason Corliss won.
Well, yeah, I don't know fully. I know that Jason won. I know that you just made me lose my train of thought with your crap.
I forgot that Chris Autry's coming in.
Oh.
I forgot.
Oh. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You're not surprised that I forgot something?
No, not at all. Who knows?
But anyway.
I don't know what I was saying because you're a jackass.
Jason Corliss, Cody Blake, Brendan Moody, Marcel Gravel, and Jamie Swallow Jr. From New Hampshire. Those are the top 5 for the late models. The Flying Tigers, Tanner Woodard.
Yes, I
Got
did
the
hear
checkers.
that. And I heard that Jeffrey Martin took a really hard hit. His team was able to recover his car, which, nobody was expecting.
Yeah.
Went back out on the track and pulled off a 13th place finish, which was huge considering the damage that had been done to his car. And,
right.
Really,
is he okay?
Yes, he is okay. And I was really hoping he'd take home a win last night, truthfully. Well deserved. They work so hard. Not that they don't all work hard, but
I know.
They work super hard, and I was really hoping that that would happen last night, but it didn't.
Well, Sam Karen from Milton got second in the Tigers. Logan Powers third. Justin Prescott fourth, and Phil Potvin from Underhill rounding out the top 5. Street Stocks went to Josh Lovely from Williamstown last night. What a win, huh? Williamstown.
Yeah.
Josh, nice job. Dean Switzer Jr. Everybody is watching that guy from Waterford. Second place, Cameron Powers of East Montpelier third, Gary Mullen fourth, and Kyle Davis rounding out the top 5 in the RK Mile Street Stocks. 25 lapper last night. Where did Brad Keselowski finish up? Do we know? Let me glance
I heard
here.
Last. That's where I heard.
I'm looking.
Not last, but he was last on the track.
Yeah, I'm just
Like
looking here.
20-something.
I got the top 29 in front of me for the late models. Top 29.
27th, 28th.
Part of what I'm doing here is being just slightly ever so slightly sarcastic that I'm looking for Brad Keselowski in the top 29, and I'm barely finding him. Here he is, number 18. Number 18. He finished 18th last night.
He did.
Right behind Cooper Bouchard. Yep.
I thought he was way back further than that, but
And right in front of Keegan Lampson.
I just
Berlin.
know that I did see a picture of him trading cards
Yes.
with Cadence.
Yep.
Which is super cute. I mean,
So technically, Cooper Bouchard from Heinsberg
kicked his ass.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, technically 16, 17 other people.
Right. He had Brad Keselowski in his rear view mirror.
Yes.
This is true.
This is true. He can say that
He
for
can say
always
that
now.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a little bit, we're going to bring Mr. Autry into the picture here. So we're probably going to have you scooch.
Well, I could just give him my chair.
Do you want to do that?
Sure.
You know.
I mean, he's the man.
All right, let's that would be huge. Let's do that. So what do we have to? He's coming on in just a couple of minutes. But what else do we have to recap? That was last night.
Yes.
What else is going on?
Well, we want to make sure that one more time that we shout out and tell everybody that we hope that many will come out and join in the fun over in Williamstown tomorrow, 11 to 6 for the Williamstown Family Fun Day.
Yep.
They will have live music, demonstrations by Granite City MMA, face painting, bouncy house, ice cream, hot dog meal, all kinds of different activities, and the entire thing is free.
Right.
Everything is free.
And
they're asking
who's cooking the hot dogs?
I don't know who's cooking the hot dogs. I don't know exactly who is doing what.
Okay.
And so I don't want to say that. They will, I'm sure, reach out to us and give their thank yous to all of the people that sponsored the event and made it possible. But yes, it is absolutely free. You don't have to live in Williamstown to go. They are saying we are welcoming everyone. It's at the Hoyt Seaver Field in Williamstown. And again,
Saturday.
It's Saturday, 11 to 6, 100% free. With the exception, I think there's one 50-50 raffle.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe there'll be some vendors or something that, from different places, but everything that you would want to participate in.
Let's throw some love at Chris Desero, though.
I don't know that.
All right.
So I don't know exactly what he's doing. Remember,
Let's throw some love at him anyways.
Yeah, let's throw some love at him.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's the one that, has asked us to beat this drum and make sure that it was highly promoted.
Sure.
He reached out to us, made sure we had the poster, and said, please do this.
Yeah.
But to exactly what the participation is, I don't know.
All
so
right.
I don't want to say.
Well, whoever.
I don't want to make anybody angry that somebody,
Whoever's cooking the hot dogs, prepare yourself because I'm coming, and I want to know if there's like a 6-dog limit, what the deal is. Okay?
Right.
Today, by the way, is National Give Something Away Day today. So at some point, I'm going to have to give you something. I'm not sure what it is. But
Sherilyn's going to make you take out totes of socks. I hope you know that. When you get home, the socks are going to start going.
Out of the sock drawer?
Out of the sock totes.
Totes.
You're going to have to choose totes.
I have huge plastic totes.
You're
going to
have to pick a tote and give it away.
Do you know something? Seriously, I have 3 totes that are just winter socks. I have 1 tote that's middle of the season because you don't know. And then I have a tote of summer socks.
I've heard.
There's no room in the drawers for socks. We have to go to the totes.
And so I believe that you're going to have to pick a tote.
That's a sock problem.
And give it away.
Hi, my name's JD, and I have a sock problem. There, I've just admitted it.
So we also will be updating what Fectos has
Yes.
on the lot. They're selling stuff off the lot right now. But I was given an update of the inventory, and they have sold some. Some are under deposit. So things have changed throughout this week. And yeah, and they are loving our virtual tour thing that we, or our pictures and ads that we're doing, because people are stopping in and,
Yeah.
checking them out.
And listen, we know the housing crisis is here. Central Vermont is feeling it. Fectos is well aware of it. So if you are struggling to find a home or rent, please know this. Fecto Homes is there to help. They've got homes for sale, homes for rent. And they're getting more from their manufacturers.
Yes,
So,
and they're building some.
yeah, we're going up to Beckley Hills,
stick,
right?
Yeah, modular stick built condos. They've got a lot going on right now, a lot of opportunities, and it's literally start to finish. They can get you the home, do the site work, do the financing, everything.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. And they're ready to work with you.
Tonight is open mic night at Rainbow Bridge Community Center.
Yes.
We're going to go catch the Mountaineers, but at some point I need to crash that party over there.
Oh, God.
And I'm not going to sign up. I'm just going to walk in, I'm going to grab the mic, and I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, Lord,
Just going to
help them all.
purge. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to tell jokes. I'm going to do everything. I might get arrested,
Oh, no.
but I'm going to have a real good time doing it.
And it's also meat bingo at the Legion
Yes.
tonight. And so
that's right. Yes.
for all of you ladies that are like, your heart's going a million miles an hour right now because I just said meat bingo.
Yeah.
I still don't know much. I've never still to this day have not played bingo
it's
ever
bingo.
in my life. So
It's bingo, but when you get the bingo,
you have to holler meat.
you don't yell bingo. You have to yell meat, and then you win a prize of meat, usually from like Mackenzie, or you can get a turkey, a huge box of hamburgers or hot dogs or something. But the prize is meat.
Interesting.
But if you yell,
But hey, right now groceries are super important. So I guess if you are
and the price of meat's ridiculous.
right,
So if you,
is it cheap to play bingo?
No, it's not at all.
Oh.
No. Oh, yeah. Is it cheap? Yeah. It's cheap. Yeah, I think it's like $10 a head. Yeah. And then you can buy more. You can buy more cards. You can buy more cards. And
I was just trying to do a comparison meat to bingo. I was just asking.
I don't know.
But nevertheless, it's a ton of fun
This
from
is-
what I hear. I'm
this
just
is
being
what
a
I know.
smart ass as
If-
always.
If you yell bingo, they're going to throw you out of there. They might call the police. You can't yell bingo when you're at meat bingo.
I
You
know
have
that
to yell
bingo
meat.
players do get sensitive. I mean, we learned that at the benefit one that you were calling. Man, there's certain things that you just don't do or say, or else
Some of those little old ladies,
they get a little bit testy. So
take it so seriously.
be careful.
Yeah.
But meat bingo tonight.
Hey, before we're going to bring Chris Autry on in just a second. He has just published a book. There's so many things we have to talk to this man about. You love him.
I do.
You love this guy.
I do.
You have said to me, when's Chris Autry coming in again?
Yeah.
We got to have more Chris Autry in here. How many times have you said that to me?
If I end up, if anybody was ever going to sway me to go into a church, it would be Chris Autry. I literally hang on his words when he leaves. They affect me for a long time.
The last time he was in here, I just had to just sit back and just let him go. It was amazing.
Yep.
I feel like I need to pay him money for him to come on my show.
Right. It's like a session.
Yeah.
For real.
I'm telling you.
So, yeah.
So he'll be on just a little bit. But please tell us about this crazy school board meeting last night. What happened? You were attending. Were people throwing staplers?
It was and we didn't get out of there until after 11 o'clock, just so you know, and it starts at 6.
11 o'clock?
Yes.
Were people fighting about chickens in Barrytown?
No, no, there was much more important things to deal with than chickens. But we were talking, it got off to a rocky start where there was some bitterness and some back and forth swap of, a little bit of name calling, finger pointing.
Wow.
But I think we can say wow, but I think we have to also in that note the sensitivity of it all. Like this is a hot topic, and none of us, no matter who we are, we don't deal with it the same way.
What's the topic? Back
is
up.
bullying and
Okay.
discipline, and it's not it's kids on kids and kids in adults and just adults not being very nice to each other either.
Yeah.
The whole thing is really sad.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
And this
But
is,
how
of course, this is all surrounding the attack on the big fight there on
it goes even beyond that.
Beyond
It's the way that kids are acting in school and the abuse towards teachers and the swearing and the cell phone use and the bullying, just period. The bullying, period. And
everybody's taxed. The kids have reached their wits' end.
everybody
The
is.
teachers are yeah. I mean, there's a massive amount of stress right now.
I understand there is a piece where people believe that there should be a consequence. There should be, punishment. I agree with that. That there has to be. There's always a consequence for everything you do. There's always some sort of consequence. But it worked out well so that they finally, everybody kind of got everything off their chest and began to work with each other, and we're talking to each other, and it ended up being a really good meeting, I thought, and really productive.
Okay.
And where I believe that we walked away with some sense of we may not be one right now, but we're at least going to meet in the middle.
Linda Kuchar says, still obvious that the town and city can't get along, and she said it was horrible, and she had to hang up.
Yes, it was horrible. At first, it was absolutely horrible. And so, but I think that we ended in a place where we thought we could be in the middle.
Yeah.
My one statement, or it was a comment, I guess, or a question, when I wanted to know, because we continually talked about the dialogue between the community, the adults.
Yep.
Where is the dialogue with the kids?
Yep.
Is my question. And when I was a kid, we in school we would assemble. We would have assemblies when things like this were happening. And if you have a group of 5-10 kids that are punks, and you are in an assembly of your entire body of students, and those 5 or 10 kids realize that there's 100 kids that believe you're a punk.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or a lot of times, I believe that those kids are saying, wow, all of these kids think I'm a punk,
Yeah, right.
That I
so
think
they have to
that
live up to it.
I don't believe they live up to it. I believe that sometimes they say, that's not really good image to have. These kids don't really care for me, and
Sure.
the majority of the people don't care for me. So I've got these 5 other people that I'm following along with, and I'm being a punk, but all of these people are looking at me like I'm a punk. And I just think that to just put it out there to them, to let them see and hear a little bit from each other of what the hurt is.
Sure.
I don't care how much of an asshole you are. You've got some sort of sensitivity in there somewhere.
Right.
I like to believe.
Sure.
When my high school years, we lost 5 people to drinking and driving during my 4 years of high school. And when they brought the smashed up car and set it in the middle of the parking lot, and we assembled, and the car's all bloodied up, and
wow.
Here's a snap of reality here.
Wow.
It was something that was brought to light that this is a problem, and this is what's going on, and it just makes sense to me to assemble and let them talk about it and let them have dialogue with and peers in your class. Elect a couple people in your class, call them hall monitors, class president, whatever you want, but people that you know that you can go to. If your life is crap at home, and maybe adults really aren't who you want to go to, because all adults are not okay.
Or parents aren't effectively parenting.
Right.
A lot of the teachers kind of fill that role, and they're trying to do that.
They do. But when there's a division, just like with the community and the police force, if there's a division between a child and an adult, give that child some peer support and have groups, have peer groups after school, have people in your classroom that you can go to, and they're just they need to be a part of the solution.
Right. Instead of fueling the fire with social media, where you're not face to face.
Yes.
And social media has been.
But make them a part of the solution.
Horrible
Make them understand how much they're hurting others, hurting you, disrupting their own
transparently
education and their own day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that dialogue needs to be much more open, and that we do need to concentrate on the adults, but we need to spend much more time concentrating on the dialogue that we're having with our kids.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
we forgot how to communicate unless it's with this box right here.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Spot on.
And that's it.
All right. Should we
I love you all. Have a good day.
Let's bring Mr. Autry on here, but we'll take this opportunity to say that the Aired Out podcast is presented by the Cornerstone Pub and Kitchen, right in the corner and in the heart of Berry City, right down the road from us. Whether it is lunch or dinner that you're thinking about, it is a great spot for the family or a night out in the town. Friday night is particularly busy over there, but get over there tonight if you can. Check them out. Find them on Facebook at Cornerstone PK. That's PK stands for Pub and Kitchen, which I never do. On the web at cornerstonepk.com. And, of course, if you want to place an order ahead for pickup, if you want to eat at home tonight, you want to sit out on your own deck and relax and enjoy a nice meal with the stars out in a nice cool breeze, out on your own patio, wearing your underwear, then you can call your order in ahead, pick it up, bring it home, and enjoy a meal that way. 476-2121 is the phone number over at Cornerstone. Chris Autry, we say it how it is, man. We say it.
That's right, baby.
How it is.
Hey, listen.
Have you ever had dinner in your underwear?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm scaring him already.
I don't know. No, you know what I was gonna say is I too have sock
Problems?
sock boxes of socks. We have too many socks for the sock drawer. So yeah, I don't have as many as you do. I think we have a
Hundreds.
sock bag, like we have one of those big Price Chopper bags.
Yes.
And then we have a canister.
Yeah.
And then I have a drawer.
Just one drawer?
Yeah, just one because you can't fit them all in there, especially winter socks.
I have 3 bureaus and totes.
Well, man, I mean,
a
like,
problem.
how many times are you changing socks in a day in the wintertime?
Wintertime, at least twice.
At least twice.
At least.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And, I feel better when I can come home at the end of the day, take my sweaty, stinky socks off, and put a fresh pair on. Oh,
It's a great day.
it's a great day.
Especially if they're darn tough socks.
Yes.
Little plug there for
Little
darn
plug-
tough.
Well,
Made by Vermonters, like a Vermonter, darn tough socks.
For Vermonters. and for everyone on the planet, that's my favorite sock. I mean,
Yeah, I'm with you.
that.
I'm sold now, yeah.
My man, I'm so glad you're here. You've heard Raylene and I sounding off here on the
Y'all
soapbox.
Too kind, too kind.
Good morning,
Too
brother.
kind. How you doing?
The lead pastor, Faith Community Church, right here in the Granite City.
Right here.
Right over next to the
Granite Museum.
Granite Museum on 302.
Yep.
Impossible to miss.
Can't
Open
miss
your
it.
eyes. Especially if you're headed east, just look down and you'll see the building right there.
That's right.
big sign, Faith Community Church.
That's right. And if you hear loud booms, it's either the Granite Company behind us or it's me preaching on Sunday. So it's either one.
I was just going to say that.
See, I listen, I can dig it myself. I know I'm loud. I had somebody the day tell me, like,
Vermonters don't know how to talk loud like that.
Oh,
you gotta
no.
be from down south.
oh, it is a southern. My parents told me that I was either going to be, sportscasting or politics. The preaching was not in there. It was just not in their wheelhouse of thought. So
Look at this comment right here. We have someone posting from our live YouTube feed with the words Chris Autry with fire next to it.
Fuego, baby.
Right there. Boom.
And fuego. That's right. That's right, baby. Only on Aired Out can somebody say I'm fire. That's how that works, man.
Yeah.
How you been,
brother? I'm great, man. I wanted to. We're going to talk about your book, but and Raylene's got a copy. You gave Raylene a copy and you autographed it. I've got mine, but how about those words that she was just saying about you, man?
Listen, you guys were very gracious and kind, and I just thank God that He can use a messed up person like me to influence others for His name. And so, just thank you for the just. See, now you got me. I'm verklempt, right? But I am moved and grateful. It's very encouraging. I just really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope to do, man. When I come on the air, is to be encouraging.
I've never heard Raylene say the word church until you've been in here and you've been sharing the air with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Like, allow me to come on and do this, man.
This is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know you're not afraid of a microphone. We know you're not afraid to be on camera.
No, not afraid to maybe be on camera. I'm a little afraid. I was over there a minute ago. I was like, I'm checking myself out, making sure I got everything just right. But now we're altering it. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm supposed to look good from here up. Now you just kind of messed up my whole system.
Brother, you're looking good from toe to head to toe. How many pounds have you lost?
175. 175. Yep. I've hit the plateau mark, and I'm thankful and grateful.
Raylene, isn't that amazing? 175 pounds.
A lot of work, and it's by God's grace and His power. Every step of it. Like I just, for the first time in my life, like I said before, I feel like I've got some self-control, and I like over food. I never had that, so it's kind of.
Raylene, he has lost what I weigh, 175. All right, 185. All right, whatever.
Did she lose the Nerf gun?
All right, 195. That's it.
She's reloading the Nerf gun right now as we're speaking. Raylene, we climbed Spruce together a month or so ago, and there were discussions about us hiding that Nerf gun. Hiding the Nerf gun.
Yes.
Or maybe we would get our own Nerf guns.
Right.
There were discussions. I'm not going to lie. I may have said I would buy one, but now you said really nice words about me, and now I feel really guilty. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. How did you do on Spruce? Your son Sam came with us. So how were you? You were a little, just a pinch sore for a little while.
Yeah, going up was fantastic. Going up was fantastic. Which I grew up backpacking, so I
know that.
Yeah, well. To me, I remember going uphill was the worst because it's uphill.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to switchbacks, and those are just awful. But coming downhill messed me up for several weeks, man. My back was not great. It literally took weeks to get over it. And so my dream of doing Camel's Hump this summer, I think, is not going to happen. It's going to have to get put off to later.
Right.
But I got some smaller stuff. I think we're going to do this.
And hiking is about it's and anyone who does hiking knows this, that hiking is about the experience of hiking. It's not just about the summit and the view.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy the moment for what you're doing right now and not stay focused on the top.
But let's talk about the summit and the view for a moment, though, because
Please.
you, me, and Sam were climbing, and I have a little thing with heights.
I offered you $1,000 cash to go to the top of that water tower, or the fire tower, and you passed it up.
Let's be straight. You don't have $1,000. You don't have $1,000. I knew that. You knew that. Sam knew that. Sam could talk to my parents to get $1,000 before you and I could come up with with $1,000. So I know. So I knew. But listen, we're going up, right? And I'm gaining confidence. I get up past that second rung, and then you and Sam start beating on the tower and shaking it, man.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm out.
You know what?
I'm out. I can't do it.
You know what's funny about Sam is most of the way up. Oh my God, are we almost there yet? Are we almost there yet? We're almost there yet. Where's the top? And then we got 3/4 of the way, and he was like, "I'm done with this." And he just took off.
He did.
He's like, I'm leaving you all behind. Save yourselves, and I'm going. I'm going for the top. And he met us up there.
He did meet us up there. He did fantastic, and then he was quick to get down.
Yes,
too.
he was a lot faster.
He was ready to get to the car.
What is he? 13?
12.
Well, there you go.
12 going on 18.
Well, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, he's a young man.
Yeah, and he was probably great the next day. He
Yeah.
didn't even know that his body hiked up there.
Yeah. But you know what? To me, it's not. There's the element of being out in the woods. There's also the element of being with friends, chewing the fat,
Which
talking
we did.
about stuff. Yeah, and just having that experience with someone else. Like
Yeah.
I just, man, it was just a great day.
It was a great
beautiful day too.
It was
Beautiful day.
the hottest day I think that we had in the month of May. It was.
Yeah. I
ridiculous.
think you're right.
It's like 92 degrees.
Yeah. So everybody needs to hit the trails, man, while you can.
Yeah. Faith Community Church. Tell me about these camps that you've just recently done.
Right.
And the ones that you're going to be doing for our community, for our youth.
Yeah. So every summer we have down south that's called Vacation Bible School. We kind of call it our kids camp. And what we do is we want to get as many kids as we can. We gather them together. We have some help from some friends in North Carolina. They'll come up and help us put on a morning camp from 8:30 to 12:30, and then an evening camp in Williamstown from 5:30 to 7:30. And all the kids are doing crafts. They're playing games. They're learning music. They're learning Bible stories. We feed them 2 meals through the local food program. We're a drop-off site for them, so we make sure all the kids are fed. And so we had 54 kids the last camp. The most we've ever had was 2019, and that was 112 kids. And then we've just been rebounding from COVID. So this year, I made a deal with these kids. I do it every year. I make some kind of deal. I said, if we get X amount of kids, you get to do something to me. So one year they got to pelt me with water balloons. That was a bad idea on my part.
What's that?
One year was they got to pie me in the face, and then Erica Dolan, our who directed the whole thing, she not only pied me but punched me in the face with a pie, and that was like, okay, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. So there was an element of pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I've done the ice bath challenge a couple times. Yep, I've survived, and then this time I let them spray paint my hair. And do you know what it's like for 54 kids to get I didn't know that stuff was so cold. That stuff is cold, man. It's like liquid nitrogen going to the back of your neck.
Literally.
Yeah, one kid sprayed me like directly in the ear, and it was awful. It was awful. But there's pictures on Facebook. You can go find them. But I promised the kids, they were like, how long? You can't wear it till Sunday. I'm like, that's not going to last till Sunday. But I said, I've got to go to the doctor this afternoon, and I will wear this to the doctor before I wash it out.
No.
And my poor doctor, bless her heart, Marissa Patrick, she's the best in town. Bless her, man. She was doing a vertigo test on me, had to grab my hair, and it was all crunchy and sticky.
No.
Yeah, it was awful. But go on Facebook and take a look at it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
where's the pictures
it's,
of you in your
keep scrolling down. Faith. Well, that's my personal. Is that my personal? Is that
this is your personal.
my personal.
Is it on the?
Yeah, it should be on there. Keep
there
scrolling. There it is.
There. All right.
There it is. It looks like I got attacked or something. That one does. That's before I washed it off of my skin. But
right there.
Yep, there it is. Woo. There it is. Look at that, live and on air, man. It was rough, man. But You know what? I'm proud of these kids. They made a great effort to just include their friends, and it's just a great week. We've got another camp coming up, but I'm not spray painting my hair for this one. It's not going to happen. That's a once a year kind of thing. I know that looks like somebody smashed an egg of that paint on my head. You see that, man?
It looks like you've been in a really bad car accident, brother.
It does look like I've been in a really bad car accident. And last time I checked, I only bought 3 colors. Like I bought green, and pink and purple, and somehow blue got in there. I don't know how blue got in there, but somehow blue got it. So somebody snuck another can. Who brought the blue? Lily brought the blue. I think that's what happened. She snuck that in.
My man, Lily had the time of her life.
Oh.
And it came at, and I have to just tell you, it came at a time for Sherilyn and I that was critical with the move of Emsley's. We're trying to move the flower shop onto North Main Street. We're trying to set up. We're trying to do things. High stress. Understatement. It's 1,000,000 degrees. We just want our little girl to get out of the building, to get some fresh air, to run, to play, to be around other children her age, to interact with them, and to unplug from the stress that Sherilyn and I were under, which for her was very boring to be, in a flower shop hour after hour. To have that camp there for Lily's benefit, for our benefit, was massive.
Man.
Frankly, I don't know if you know the degree to how much we appreciate that and how much we were blessed by it.
That's what we're here to do as a church, man. Like, that's what we're here to do. That's why we make everything we do community oriented. We want the community to be a part.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm just glad we can help, man. Lily's a joy.
Fast.
Lily's a joy, and she is fast. She did our obstacle course, I believe, in less than a minute, just shy of a minute, which was the fastest time out of anybody that week who did faster than me. I was 1:20. Yeah. She did our obstacle course, I think, in like 57 seconds or something. You have to ask.
And I
her.
heard she was like beating kids much older.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. None of the high schoolers could go as fast as she could. That's true. Listen, a few years ago we did a picnic with our church in the park, and she played football. And I know I aggravated Sherilyn on this, but I taught her American football and how it's superior than European football, and I still believe that, by the way. And so I handed Lily the football, and I gave her specific instructions. I said, I want you to run toward that tree over there and don't stop.
Yeah.
And she never got tackled.
Don't stop for anything.
She never got tagged. She never got tackled, and she was fast.
You got a touchdown?
Like 4. And all of a sudden, like, everybody's like, all these older kids, they're, they didn't want Lily because she's this big.
Yeah.
I was like, I got Lily.
Hang on tight.
Yeah, hang on high and tight. She held it perfectly, and she was gone. They couldn't do anything with her.
Right.
So I just think, man.
Get that contract signed so that when the draft comes up.
Yeah. Tell Sherilyn, forget this football stuff. Like, whatever picky game that tea drinking. Like, no, that's real American football.
Right.
Right?
Instead, we call what they call football, we call soccer.
Yeah, soccer. That's the name of it.
It's a vicious fight. It's vicious.
I mean, it's an okay sport, but it's not football. Like, American football is real. Is she commenting?
No. No. But she will. Embrace yourself. Buckle up. But let's show on the screen right now what you guys have coming up.
So first of all, kind of bigger picture. A few years ago, matter of fact, the first time I ever went on your show was what we called Go Week, and it's a week where several of our churches are jumping together, and we've got several projects throughout our city. Actually, throughout Central Vermont, that we want to partner with non-religious organizations so that we can be a blessing to them. And so our sports camp, we're partnering with BYSA and WYSA, and we're doing actually soccer, football, and basketball in the morning here in Barrie from 8:30 to 12:30. It'll be at Playground 2000 and the soccer field at Barrie City Elementary School. elementary, middle school.
Okay.
And then in the evening from 4:30 to 8, we've got another camp at Saldy Field in Williamstown. We're just going to repeat the same thing. If you are a younger kid, K through 2,
Right.
you're going to have your own camp at both those places. It's
Okay.
going to be a shorter camp, but it's going to be your own camp. And 3rd through 8th grade will come in afterwards at both camps and have their time. So we're separating the groups this year. This is our 5th year doing this.
Really? Has it been that long?
I think it's our 5th year. Yep. You can register your K through 8th grader online. You go on Facebook on the event, and there is under tickets, I think there's the link. You can find the link and register your kid. It's free. It's not going to cost your player anything. And then a week before the camp, I'll send you an email out with all the details.
Is there still room for a sign up?
There is still room, and our kids are going to receive a free water bottle this year. Last year, we were able to do basketballs thanks to the Berlin Police Department. But this year we're doing water bottles for all of our kids. So it's going to be a great week. We've got our friends from North Carolina, from First Baptist Church, Aberdeen, North Carolina, are coming. They're helping us do basketball. We also need volunteers. So if you're a basketball coach, if you're a football coach, if you're a soccer coach, we could use your help that week. We will be glad to have you. And one of the reasons why we want you to help is because we want to increase your influence as a coach. We want you to get to know these players because you might be coaching them
Right.
At some point down the road. So, man, we would love to have you be a part. The theme for our camp this year is called Reset. We want to help all of our kids. We're just thinking kind of coming out of COVID, it's a good time to kind of reset. And also in sports, sometimes you've got to reset. I coach basketball, and sometimes I got to reset I got to reset my shooting touch. In football, sometimes I've got to reset my stance, and so we want to think about how we're going to reset at this sports camp.
So, and that's Corinthians.
Right? Yep.
Do you have that memorized? Do you have that scripture right off the top of your
I do
head?
not have it memorized. I haven't had caffeine yet today, so I don't
That's
have a lot
fine.
of things memorized. And I had to go dig through one of my sock drawers to get socks.
Yeah, I
but-
understand.
Yeah.
This is incredible. We're gonna share this, but this is August 1 through 5.
Right.
August 1st through the 5th, grades K
K through 8.
through 8.
Totally free. It's not going to cost your kid anything. Not going to cost them one penny. Just time.
Let's throw some love at where we're getting the food. Where's the food coming from?
Well, this year we haven't got that stuff worked out yet.
Okay.
But I will tell you, there are other projects where food is involved.
Yes.
So we've got our sports camp. That's one of our projects. Our second project is we're going to go and provide afternoon activities at Berry Gardens. Rosaire Bisson is leading that effort. Pastor Rosaire, he just called me a moment ago. So we're going to do from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. We're looking for volunteers to help us provide activities at Berry Gardens. We're very grateful they've let us be a part this year. So when it comes to food, I don't know how much. I've said this before on your show. I am a huge fan of Capstone Community Action. As a church, we could reinvent the wheel and have another spot to serve meals. We can have a food shelf. We can do all those things, but there's no need to do that when you've got Capstone Community Action. And the fact that they have so many programs to help our community, we are very familiar that a lot of times their food drives, their food shelves, they go empty quickly. And so we're doing a food drive for Capstone. We're doing one at Shaw's on August 2nd, at Walmart on August 3rd, and then at Price Chopper on August 4th. And so all of that food that's going to be collected is going to go directly to Capstone Community Action. We're just going to collect it, and we're just going to be the agent that collects them and drops them off. So if you're going to the grocery store that day, you see our table, our booth, our trailer. Make sure that you buy something and drop it off. We're also doing, thanks to John Pellegrini, who's leading this part as well.
Amazing guy.
Amazing guy. Legend. Local legend. He needs to be on this show, man. He's got stories.
I know because he and I were just talking over at camp quickly.
Yeah, he is, man.
Got to have him on.
Got to have him on. He runs a ministry called Drop Time Ministry, and he's working with Officer Bassett at Berlin Police Department to collect backpacks for the homeless. Mm-hmm. So they're going to also...
What's his ministry called again?
Called Drop Time.
Drop Time.
Drop Time. Now, this shows you how much of a flatlander I am, because I know if drop ton is a hunting term, but I have no idea what that means.
Ton, T-O-N.
Yeah, T-I-N-E.
T-I-N.
Yeah, T-I-N-E. Drop time. So if you're on Facebook and you know what that is, send us a quick message to let JD and I know what it means.
Please enlighten us.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what that means, but John may text me if he's watching right now. But anyway, we are collecting we're collecting items for the backpack, stuff like food, like little snacks, hand warmers, soap, all kinds of things. And so all that stuff is being collected at our docking bay all week long, and we're going to give
at the church, Faith Community Church.
Yep, you can come by and drop it off, and we're going to be posting times on our Facebook page. There's a Go Week page. We'll share that with our Facebook page. So all that stuff's going to be online soon. And we need volunteers. If you want to help collect food, if you want to help collect stuff for the backpacks for the homeless, you could come and do that as well. We also, we have another one. There's actually two more things, two more projects. We are doing a free clothing closet. So Miss Marge Brusetti, a member of our church, was cleaning out her closet one day, and she wanted to give clothes away, but she wanted to do it a little differently than just drop it off at Salvation Army or the Restore somewhere. So she said, is there a way I can create a clothing closet for our church? And so we thought this is a great project. And so we are collecting clothing. If you want to drop it off at Faith Community Church, we will take it in and we're going to give it away. We are going to be open for distribution on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of August 1st through the 5th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now,
one more time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I'm going to give you this. I'll give you all this info in writing.
Say that one more time. 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
5 to 8 p.m.
And then Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, the reason why those times are specific is because the bus route runs right in front of our church. And that is the drop-off and pickup times are within those windows. So if you're riding the bus and you need free clothing, you can stop by our church and pick it up during those times. If you want to drop clothing off, we're collecting clothing all the way up until July 31st. That way we can just keep it sorted before we distribute it. Enough Ministries is a partnering church in our area, and they're going to collect all the leftovers. So whatever clothes we have left over, we're going to give to them. They're going to take that clothing and distribute it through their clothing trailer at the end of the week. And we're collecting clothing for men and for women. We're also collecting clothing for children. And so make sure if you've got stuff to donate them. And then if you need to pick up clothing, just remember those times. They'll be posted here soon. And we'll make sure all that information is available to you.
And this is the week of August what now?
1st through the 5th.
1st through the 5th.
1st through the 5th. But there's one more project, JD.
This is why we say Go Week.
This is why we call Go Week.
There's no fooling around.
No, we want our church to go in our community, to love our community, share the gospel. We want our community to know that the church loves our community. We have all these organizations that love our community, but we want people to know the church, in the churches that represent this community, we love this community as well, and Jesus loves this community. So we got one more project, and that's through partnering with Connecting Hope. Connecting Hope is doing a school supply giveaway on Saturday, August 6th. Yep, there's the flyer right there, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Vermont Granite Museum. And so if you need school supplies, you can come pick them up then. But if you want to donate, we're going to park a trailer, hopefully at the Granite Museum during the week. for drop off, you can. Where they're going to be collecting supplies on Tuesday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then you can actually come grab school supplies from 9 to 1 on Saturday. And so we're going to help staff that event. There's going to be games and food and all kind of activities, man. Bring your kids, bring your family. Our churches are coming together for this event, and we want you to be a part. So you can donate and serve, or if you need these resources to take part, we want you to take part. All of this is being done in our community for free because the churches are partnering together in our community to love this community. We want people to know Jesus loves this community and his church loves this community. So make sure, man, be a part of what's going on right here in Barry.
This is really impressive.
Yeah. It's what happens when the churches come together. It's what happens when we partner together as one to let people know Jesus loves this community.
You're rallying.
We're rallying together. We're going this week.
Regardless of, this is the Universalist, this is the community church, this is the... there's so many different names that we put next to all these churches.
We haven't had partnership with
the
Universalists or the
church
Episcopal churches, but like those churches have not partnered with us in this, but other churches have, like Christ Community Alliance and Enough Ministries, Faith Community Church, Capital Community Church in Montpelier. Other churches, man, have partnered together. So those who are willing to jump in the past, Barry E. Free has helped us out. We're planting a church in Williamstown, starting one in Williamstown, so they're going to be a part. So several churches in our area, man. We're just trying to join together and just show that, man, Jesus loves this community.
We need our viewers to share this episode.
Yeah,
share
absolutely.
It, because people have to hear this. They have to see this.
Right.
Where else are you going to be hearing and seeing this stuff? I mean,
yeah. And people, listen, with the rising cost of everything, man, this is needed in our community. School's going to be starting, and you've got school supplies to buy, and it's going to be expensive.
Sure.
Our community needs this stuff. By the way, shout out to Staples, man. They've decided to partner and donate supplies to the Connecting Hope event. Shout out to Staples, man. Go by Staples, say thank you. They are fantastic over there.
And if you're a member of the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce, you'll get a discount there as well.
Hey, there you go, man.
Just got to mention it.
There you go.
A lot of people forget that. Barry Gardens. This is absolutely fantastic. What you're going to do up there?
Yeah. Rosaire Bisson has been going over and building relationships over there, and right now it's the only facility that's allowing us to come in. So we're going to take the precautions we can and provide some activities and just try to love on senior adults and their families.
They need
play a little bit of bingo.
So much. They need bingo. They need music. They need activity. They need movement.
By the way, I've never heard of meat bingo until this morning. I'm in. I got to get in on that. See that? How do you get in on meat bingo?
Go to the American Legion.
You go to the American Legion tonight.
It's posted on the page.
Man.
With Sam and Becca.
I got to make dinner plans tonight. I can't go tonight, but I got to pay more attention to that. They give away good meat.
Don't yell bingo, because you're going to get thrown out of there.
I mean, they're not giving away like beef sticks over there. They're like giving away like steaks, right?
Yes.
That is legit. That's grown-up bingo is what that's called.
You have to be Raylene, am I able to share that right now? Probably not.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Meat bingo.
Yeah, I'm going to find it.
We might partner with the American Legion next year.
It's yeah. I can't find it, but it's on our page. Raylene's going to reshare it.
But a lot of times when people look at the church, they look at the church as just a building.
Right.
They look at the church as just kind of this thing in the community, this tradition in the community.
Yes.
But what we're trying to do is to show that the church is an active, integral part of our community. Right. Our community needs to see the church in action.
Right.
During COVID, us enough, and a few other churches were the ones that partnered together and with the city to help provide food.
Yep.
And man, it was such a blessing to be a part of that. Even during a pandemic, man, we were still able to partner together. And so man, we want to show our community that, man, the churches around here, we love Barry and Montpelier, just Central Vermont in general. And, man, we want you to come be a part.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys just do everything that you do is impeccable. Just bringing Lily to camp in the morning. A little nervous on first day of drop off, but she loves that Cindy, member of your church.
Cindy Pyro, she's amazing.
She just embraced Lily, and the two of them. Lily was like, I have a new best friend, Dad. And of course, she's telling me it's in the car, and of course I'm thinking it's a kid, right? I said, who? She said, Cindy.
Cindy Pyro is amazing. My wife thinks the same thing of her. Yeah. Every day we got in the car, she's like, man, Cindy is next level, Chris.
Yeah.
Next level.
So you divide the kids up by age, and they were all color coordinated. They had the headbands, different colors, and snacks, and the food, and just the programs that you guys have. You got to plan for the rain. You got to plan for the heat. Plan for the sun. The obstacle courses. Everything. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, we're grateful for all the volunteers that come and help out and organize and plan and orchestrate. Erica Dolan is a mastermind behind that kind of organizational process.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it without Erica.
Yeah, it's like logistics. You need to sit down, and it's like you're going to battle.
Absolutely. I step away. I'm like, just give me the oldest group. That's all I want, and then I will. Y'all can spray paint my hair.
Yes, right.
But yeah. Listen. By the way, everybody needs to know Lily's the smartest one out of any one of us. If you put Lily in this room with all of us, Lily could lead a third world country from the dead. I mean, that girl is smart, man. That girl is smart.
It's her dad's DNA.
Oh my gosh. Like, Sherilyn's going to comment right now. We're going to get in all kind of trouble. She is wicked smart, right?
Yeah.
6.5 years, that's getting into me now.
But you also know that my dear child has zero filter. None.
Zero filter. She tells you what she's thinking, and she tells it right.
Well, she said to Sherilyn when Sherilyn brought her to day camp, Mom, next time, put a little eyeliner on.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And you've heard it, too. You need to be on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be prepared.
Yeah, she is, man. We took her to Morse Farm and to feed the goats. Yeah. And to and she already had ice cream. Oh. And we took her to Morse Farm to feed the goats, and she handed the cup of the feeding stuff up to the goat. The goat ate the whole thing, almost ate the cup out of her hand. And I'm like, well, Lily, that was quick. And she's like, goats eat grass, Mr. Chris. And so she reaches over and grabs a handful of grass, just feeding them for me. I'm like, I'm sorry. My apologies. I forgot the goats eat grass. And then I turn around, there's a sign that says, don't feed them hay, feed them the grass. And she's like, you should pay attention more, Chris. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl is, she is smart, man. She is, I feel comfortable with the world in her hands. I'm not kidding.
There's a SAS meter, and you know that when the needle is heading toward 10 on the SAS meter, you need to back it down.
Well, the thing is, she says it so polite sometimes.
Right.
Like, she's not, like, being sarcastic. Like, she's...
Yes,
the English. That's right. English. That is the English in her.
English.
That is the Sherilyn. Like, Chris, goats eat grass.
I went to give her a kiss the other day, and she's like, Dad, seriously? Your breath smells like dog poop. You've done... Just in the short time that I've known you, just a couple of years now, what you've done in our community is flat out amazing. I'm not sure how you and your church have been able to frankly shake it up so much and do so much for our community. It's you and Dan Moland. I mean, you guys are grabbing Central Vermont and keeping us. You're the conduit.
I really appreciate that. It is the power of Christ in us and his love for this community that motivates us to reach this place. There's a lot of times, man, you and I both know there's a lot of things in the community we just kind of want to wash our hands over and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Jesus loves this community so much. And, guys like Dan and Josh, myself, our wives, we see how much Jesus loves this community, and it just motivates us to love this community as hard as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And man, I'm just so grateful to be on the forefront of all that, and to see. And I always wish we could do more. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I get jealous sometimes of things other people do, and not just to the churches, just other organizations in general, because I wish we could do more. I want to do more.
Sure.
But man, I'm so because this really is a special place, man. It's there's not many places like Barre, Vermont. And there's not many places like Vermont, and you could say that in all the negative ways, and that would be true too. But there's just so many positive. Like, it helps us to have mission teams from North Carolina to come, because a lot of times we're so weighed down by the heaviness in our community. We get to see life through their lens. We took a group to Dog River to go swimming, and it was like I took them to Disney World. And so there was a moment where we got to back down and be like, yeah, this is great, because there's so much heaviness, in our community. Y'all were talking about the bullying issue, and I missed the school board meeting last night because I had other meetings, and
It was a hot one.
That's heavy. It's heavy. Like, I was in Boston, when we got the phone call about walking the trails in the afternoon, and what happened to that kid, and it's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy because it's sin. There's no other description for it. We can't call this a problem. It's sin. And what we're seeing is the grossness of sin in our community. And the reason why we have these really hot, contentious debates at school boards, and the reason why we have such a bullying epidemic is because of sin. Because God, in his good order, made humanity in his image. And because of that, God gave humanity this amazing, beautiful value. And what we have done as a society is we've said, forget the value that God, who created all of us, gave us. What we've done is we've said, no, as individuals, we give ourselves value. And anytime you tell me that your value is greater than my value, or you treat me like your value is greater than my value, now we've got war. And that's where bullying comes from. Bullying comes from this sinful place of saying, I am more important than you.
Or my needs are more
Right.
important.
But yet, out of the other corner of our mouth, we have a culture that's saying, no, we're all equal and we're all valuable. And the way we get that is by saying, no, I'm more important than you. Now
Or my opinions.
Right. That's the problem, the philosophical, cultural problem in our community. When the Bible is clear that God has created us with an equal love. Like God loves his creation. He created it be in his image, and our value is not found in who Chris Autry wants to be, or who JD wants to be, or who Raylene wants to be. Its value is directly tied into the hands of our Creator, who made us, fashioned us, and even knew we were going to sin, and still provided redemption for us through his son Jesus. And so, but that's why we have school board and city council debates where there's finger pointing, there's dirty politics, there's name calling, and that's why, listen, let's just be straight about this. It's not a younger generation that's bullying. Like, they're not the only ones. There's grown adults bullying. So in the name calling that's happening in the public square, that's bullying. When there's lies and accusations being strewn all over social media and wherever, that's bullying in every way, shape, or form. And what we have failed to do is to look at each other, even with our disagreements, no matter what those disagreements are, and recognize, man, God has given you an incredible value, and I should treat you that way, and I expect you to treat me that way. And that's why we're seeing all this, and that's why the church does what it does. That's why we're not going to sing the same song our culture is going to sing. That's why we're having things like Go Week in these camps. It's why we're inputting truth and not philosophy and garbage into our kids. They need to know truth. They need to know that they are loved because we are God's children. And so we need to figure out a way, even if you don't believe in God, you've got to recognize that this kind of stuff is sinful. Like, you have to recognize it. If you don't, you're thinking incorrectly, because it's sinful. It is dangerous. It's deadly kind of thinking. And JD, listen, man, I'm a firm believer that what you think matters. It's not just what you feel. Our culture wants you to feel, and feelings matter, but your thinking matters too. And I tell my church that, man, we have to be a people who think with truth, not with opinion. So I listen to this conversation about the school board, and I hear all the secondhand. I read the newspaper articles, and you and I talk about these things from time to time. At the end of the day, the issue is there's a sin issue, and our world's trying to remedy it by making individuality as what's most important. And by doing that, we're saying that other people are not important. And that's why we have all of this sinful bullying going on in our culture. But Jesus is the answer to that. Because Jesus, when he died on the cross, he looked at all of our sinfulness and forgave it. And it's up to us to either believe him with that or reject him with that. And so he provided salvation, redemption, and a restoration from all of that. JD, do you know in the Bible, the Bible speaks very specifically about the nations. And when Jesus died, he loved the nations because he made all ethnicities. He made and created all ethnicities distinctive and beautiful and wonderful, and provided salvation for all of those ethnicities. Now, JD, hear me when I say this to you. When you think about a different ethnic group and their speech patterns, their heart languages, their thought pattern, their cultural ideal, all those kinds of things, Jesus created those distinctives and loves them. And the same needs to be true of all of us who have been equally loved by Jesus Christ. We have to think of people who are different than us, even though we have disagreement and discord, even though we're all sinners. We've got to start treating each other with dignity and respect, because Jesus loves his people. He loved us, the Bible says, while we were sinners, enough to die for us on the cross. And that doesn't mean necessarily that we come to agreement on things, that we still we still are going to have disagreement, but we're not going to allow that disagreement to mistreat each other, bully each other, and harm each other. It's just not going to happen. But that's why we're experiencing all this stuff, man. It's because, man, our thoughts matter, and we're not thinking correctly in this culture.
Wow.
I'm done preaching.
Well, well said, and I hope that folks can share their comments, their ideas, and share this episode. And maybe more of us need to hear this kind of stuff, and especially folks that attended that school board meeting last night. So
listen, again, I wasn't there, right? I had other meetings last night that went on to about 9:30, but I know people who were there, and so. Here's what should happen. Number one, there needs to be a meeting of the parents and the students with the administration. And there needs to be lines drawn in the sand. There needs to be a meeting with the school board, and lines are drawn in the sand. And those lines need to be, the school needs to protect our kids. And anything short of that is an issue. So if you've got a kid who's violent in the schools, that kid's got to go. There's other programs for that kid that we can maybe rehabilitate a violent kid and to get them back into the classroom. We've got those programs. They're great programs. What's it called? Phoenix and Choice and all this stuff. Like, they're all here in our community, right? When we hear of bullying, it has to be dealt with severely. Severely. It has to be dealt with at the very beginning severely. There needs to be parent principal conversations hardcore. And I will say this to you.
Agree.
I will say this to you in defense of our schools. I know a particular kid that was bullied in the year, and I will say Berry City Middle School, the faculty, the teachers dealt with it severely and quickly. And you know what happened? Because they did, there was redemption for the bully. And it was a beautiful thing. And I am deeply appreciative of those educators at the middle school.
How they reacted.
They did it the right way. They did it right. But there's gotta be that avenue, and there's also gotta be some very swift and very hard consequences. There's just gotta be. But it's not just in the schools, man. It's a cultural thing around here.
Yeah.
People get away with stuff left and right.
Way too much.
And they're in this repeat offenders, man. There's gotta be swift action. It's gotta be taken. But the goal of that is not to leave a kid or a criminal in a lurch. The goal is to bring them to a place of redemption.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the goal.
There's some comments coming in. Craig saying accountability is
Yes.
big thing.
We don't have it in our culture anymore.
I want to talk about this book that
Okay.
you published just recently. It just came out, and I'm going to show it on the camera right now. It's called Provided For.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about this.
Yeah. So several years ago, first of all, that's my wife and I on Lake Champlain one January, cold January day. Our son Sam, I want to make sure he gets the shout out and the credit for this, took that picture of us. So if you open the book, you'll see me on the other side of it. But every January we make a trip to Chick-fil-A across the lake in Plattsburgh, and so that was us coming back from Chick-fil-A, and man, we got to get some Chick-fil-A in our souls a few times a year, and but I was sharing in our denomination I was sharing in a meeting one day, and I decided I wanted to tell them a story. We were dealing with some issues. I just kind of want to tell them a story, and that pertained to that issue. And two guys looked at me and was like, "Man, you got to write that down. You got to write that down." And then I was talking to my dad, and I was telling him, originally the book was going to be about something different. But the format was going to be the same. It was going to be nothing but stories. That's all. It's all it is stories. And so I was telling him, and he's like, "Chris, that's a great idea." You and I were having the discussion one day over lunch. I said, "JD," I said, I've got a whole library at church. You know what my favorite thing to read in all of these books that I have on leadership and counseling and cultural issues and whatnot. My favorite thing to read are people's personal stories.
Yep.
Like, that's what I learn from the most. And so I remember them. I remember those things. So
Yep.
So I just thought, man, we need. I want to write a book that is nothing but stories. That's all it is. And the reason I wanted to write this book is I wanted people to see that God is alive and He is working in our present day culture and circumstances. So I wrote this book, Provided For, and the reason it's titled Provided For is because as I was writing all these stories, I wrote, I think, close to 50 or 60 stories. All of them are personal. All of them are things that either I have gone through or things I have watched other people go through. So I started writing these stories, and the one common theme that spoke out was how God had provided for a certain circumstance. Now, I want you to know, I want to make this clear. When I say provided for, we typically draw our minds to like money, finances, bills paid, those kind of things. And those stories are in there. But that's not the only thing that God provides for. The Bible's clear that God provides for our soul. He provides so he provides for our spirit. He provides for our emotional health. And so I wanted to include very raw, vulnerable stories of my own life, things I've walked through with other people that, again, absolutely real about how God provided just holistically in my life and in others' lives. And so all of those stories in there are true. Some of the names, some of the places I've had to change for privacy reasons.
Sure.
Some of them are not. I'm not going to tell you which ones.
But it's all nonfiction.
Yeah, it's all true. Every bit of it's true. It's true the way it happened. Matter of fact, I wrote the book, and I had friends call me, and they were like, "Dude, that was to a T. I can't believe you remembered that." And I'm like, "I know. I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago, much less what happened to me 10 years ago." So it is out on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.
We'll get the link right up there right now.
Yep, you're out on Amazon. It's also in Kindle. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. If you have regular Kindle, I think it's like $2 or $3, and then the hard copy is $10. And all the proceeds go to feeding the Autries.
Yes,
and Sam's College Fund, which
Yes,
is not
that's
much
right.
right now because I've sold probably 100, 150 or 200 books, something like that. As we speak,
we need to sell some more.
yeah,
We're gonna try to help with that right now because it's a shame to have this book sit on a shelf and collect dust.
yeah,
And it's listen.
yeah,
You don't have to be a churchgoer
no.
to buy this book.
No, that was my whole point. I didn't want it to be just for the church.
You don't even have to be a believer.
No, you don't have to be a believer in Jesus. You can be a non-believer and read this book, and it will stir you. And my main thing is I want you to see, whether you believe God or not, I want you to see where and how God could possibly be at work in your life.
Well, some of us have to look a little deep.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have to look a little deep.
And sometimes when you're being provided for, you may not know that you were provided for until 10, 15, 20 years later.
Exactly.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Exactly. I tell a lot
because we get, frankly, pretty ticked off about our circumstances.
Yep.
Why is so much shit piling up in my life right now?
Yeah.
And why is this happening to me? And frankly, this sucks.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
There's no other way. I mean, we struggle to find good in our circumstances and things, and we can't.
Nope. I have learned that a lot of times when as you heard the term, God shuts the door, I have learned that a lot of those times God's protecting me from something. Now, not all the time, but some of the time God's protecting me from something. So, I had a friend recently who really wanted to buy a car, found the car they wanted, perfect price, was going in to make the deal, and he wanted to take the car to his mechanic and get it checked out. And so they test drove the car with the mechanic and to have him look at it. He was really excited. This was kind of I wouldn't say the dream car, but like he had really done his research and wanted this car. Mm-hmm. And the mechanic comes back out and says, "Man, I would not buy this car. I wouldn't put one penny on it." And showed him just how rusted it was in places. And in one place, the mechanic put his finger through the frame of the car. It was so rusted. And he's like, "Man, listen, this thing is one car accident away from somebody dying. You don't need to buy this car. It looks good. It's newly painted. It's got some nice engine parts to it and cleaned up really well. But this car is not a car." And he was devastated. And he came to me just frustrated. And I said, man, like, did you hear what he said? Like, he was honest enough to say to you, if somebody T-boned you, somebody was going to die. If somebody hit you, somebody was going to die. And so I tend to look at those situations, man, where I'm frustrated, something didn't work out right. Maybe God's protecting me from something. Maybe God is, it's frustrating to me. It's disappointing, yes, and I want to, cry my eyes out. But man, God could be protecting you from something. JD, several years ago, I was offered a role to serve in our denomination. And they were going to pay me more money than I had ever thought I was going to ever get paid in my lifetime to do this role. And it was going to be a lot of responsibility, some traveling and all kind of things. And I was really excited about that role, and prayed about it, talked to my wife about it, and we agreed, okay, let's do this. And they never hired me. Like, we got through the whole interview process, did everything, got all the way down to sign the paperwork, and they never did it. COVID hit, and they came out and said, we're not going to do any new hires. Never called me since. And I was mad, and I was frustrated, and I was sad. But do you know what happened? What I found out during COVID is the guys they hired in that role, they cut. And we were going to go part-time. We were going to stay at Faith and go part-time with them. But they cut them. Every last stinking one of them they cut. And man, God was protecting me from something. So I just, but that's how God provides, man. Like, I know we don't see it, we don't understand it, but God could be protecting you. God could be, I've said it a million times in my life, God has led me all the way to a certain point to give me a curveball or a U-turn. Mm-hmm. And I get mad about it, get sad about it, get frustrated. And God, what are you doing? And then later on, I see God had to lead me to this point to get me to this point in my life. And I just want us, that book is just to help us to see that, to not get angry at those moments, to not get mad with God, but to really look at those moments, walk in peace with the Lord, that he knows what he's doing.
And yet we still, as human beings, and you're included.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're a human being.
Yeah.
We still glance up at the sky.
Yeah.
And say, WTF.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like,
why?
Yeah.
How is this necessary?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a little 10-year-old boy in our community that's got bone cancer.
I just heard about that Sunday.
Who's just had both legs removed.
So when you go in Scripture, and I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head, it's in the Gospels. I want to say it's in Luke. It's going to come to me eventually. One of the Pharisees, I believe, went to Jesus one day and saw these parents who have a disabled child, and looked at Jesus and said, which one of them sinned, the parents or the child? And Jesus said, neither. That child is disabled because in their life, they are going to bring me glory. In other words, God is going to use their disability in such a significant way that's going to change the world. And I can't answer why kids get cancer. I have no answer for that. I mean, I could tell you all about natural evil. I could tell you all about, I could describe that to you. There's not enough minutes in the show to do that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the rope, I don't know why this kid gets cancer and this kid doesn't get cancer, or why this totally healthy person dies of a heart attack, but this person who isn't healthy is going to live to their 90. I don't know. I know God is in control of all that. But what I do know is this, is that no matter how hard the circumstance or how bad it is, God is going to use that for a significant purpose. He's going to do something significant through that. And all of us are going to be able to look back and go, that has to be the Lord. That has to be God. That has to be God. I work with people with disabilities, special needs, and time and time and time and time again, I kid you not, JD, those individuals deliver for us. And this is selfish to say. I know that. Don't harm me. But I'm just being honest. Those individuals give me a PhD in compassion. It's like sitting under a PhD dissertation in how to give compassion and how to show joy. And I mean, we talk about Maisie all the time, right?
We love everyone loves
yeah,
Maisie.
everyone, right? Like for you and I want to be her,
Yeah.
right? Like I want to be her. I want to have that heart.
Yes.
In me. I want every adult around me to have that heart. And I will tell you, as a pastor who works with special needs individuals, man, when they're in my church and they're in our congregation, they instantly bring the compassion level in our church up several notches.
Sure.
And they bring the joy level up several notches too.
Sure.
One of my favorite people in the world is Anna Light. Anna Light knows how to dance. That girl can dance, man. Anna, you hear me, man. I'm giving you a shout out. Anna can dance. You ask everybody in our church, man, Anna Light brings joy to our congregation.
Yeah.
She brings joy to our congregation.
I think I met her at camp.
You did meet her at camp. She has a speech device, and I had challenged all of my students in my group to memorize Ephesians 2:10, that we were created by God's workmanship in Christ for good works. And Anna has her speech device, and it was hard for her to memorize the text verbally, recite it verbally. So she would type it out on that thing all day long, just showing me she had it memorized. And man, I'm just amazed at people like Anna.
Wow.
And so when I look at these situations, like we can look at it and go, we should have great pity. But we can look at that and go, God, what are you doing? Or we could look at it and be like, God, you're doing something.
Yeah.
God's doing something.
Not really sure what.
Not sure what, but he's doing it. and he does, right? He does.
Yeah.
You and I are better people for hanging around special needs community.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm a better guy from hanging around with you. You've taught me so much in just the short time that I've known you. You've had a massive impact on my life.
Man, it's
Massive.
it's likewise, man. I love you. You're my brother. Older and little at the same time. Older and little at the same time. And who knows? I didn't know that you and I were a lot like with sock drawers, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah, we love socks. I'm going to show you the book one more time. Provided for Chris Autry, the pastor of our local faith community church right here in Barrie. And more importantly, Becca's husband and Sam's father. And I'm reading it. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. Don't try. This book is dedicated to my loving, faithful, and true wife, Rebecca, who continues to be the best missionary, pastor's wife, disciple maker, and mother for Sam and I. What you have laid down for our marriage, our son, and for God's mission often is never told, but it is noticed by us. Your sacrifice for Sam and I leads us to the cross of Christ with awe and gratitude. Thank you for teaching me how to consider, look, and relate the ways of our God.
Listen, I could do a whole show on what she has sacrificed. A whole show. I mean, man, it's unbelievable what she has laid down for us and for Jesus to be his mom.
But you've had a couple of battles too.
Well, yeah, but but man, like she has laid down a lot for us, man. And she is a treasure to Sam and I.
Thank you.
Hey, man, thank you. I love you, man.
Grab this book. You're looking at it right now. Provided for Stories of the Normal Works of God, Providing Extraordinary Power in the Lives of His Ordinary People. How well said. Chris Autry, hanging out with us this morning. Let's do it again soon, bud.
Let's do it again, baby.
All right?
Let's do it again.
Go Week is coming, beginning of August.
Yep.
If you're not on the Faith Community Church's Facebook page, you're missing out.
Yep, you're missing out. It's also on our website. All that stuff's on there. Go check it out. And also look for the Go Week page. We'll post all that stuff on there as well.
Thanks for coming in, brother.
Thank you, man.
We love you to pieces. Have a great
Love
rest
you,
of your
buddy.
Friday.
You too.